Blake Snell has officially signed with the San Francisco Giants. 2 years, $62 million.
Fly ball onto the track, at the wall, it's gone! Home run!
Turns on a ball, deep right field, and gone!
What a game, what a moment. What's up, everyone? Welcome into Flippin' Bats, where we got a great show. Baseball is back, my friends. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, the Seoul Series gets underway. Dodgers, Padres. We're going to talk all about that, what time it starts, what to look out for in that series. We're going to talk about Dylan Cease to the Padres. We're going to talk Name That Swing. We're going to talk top 5 breakout pitchers for the 2024 season. But we also have some really big news to talk about. And you might be wondering, Ben, why are you recording this from home? Why are you not in studio? Well, that's pretty simple. We recorded today's episode on Monday, as we always do. And Monday night, news came out that Blake Snell has officially signed. And then we were like, oh boy, that is not in the show, and we need to do something, which is why I am recording this part from home, because Blake Snell has officially signed with the San Francisco Giants. 2 years, $62 million. The Giants get their guy, the biggest prize pitching arm out there, still available, certainly, and Blake Snell goes to the Giants. This is a really good deal for him. It's a shorter-term deal, high AAV, and it's a good deal for the Giants. Look, I've been saying this. I said it a couple episodes ago. The San Francisco Giants had a great offseason. The addition of Jorge Soler, the addition of Jung-Hoo Lee, the addition of Robbie Ray, who's not going to, obviously not starting the season healthy, but hopefully comes back and won a Cy Young Award a few years ago. And you just start looking around and thinking, oh my God, this is a team that wasn't great last year, but a really good offseason. And now you add the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner in Blake Snell. So really, really good deal. I like it a lot for the Giants. I do think they got a lot better. Am I picking the Giants to win the NL West right now? Absolutely not. I think the Dodgers should be the favorite. I think they are the best team in baseball, and I think they should be favored to win that division. But I do think this Giants team now has every bit the capability of becoming a playoff team. I mean, look, the weakness to me was their rotation. There were question marks everywhere. Who the hell is going to throw games 4 and 5? What are they going to do? Well, now you add Blake Snell to the top of a rotation with Logan Webb, by the way, a disgusting 1-2 punch, one of the better 1-2 punches in the game of baseball, top 5, I'd say for sure. And then you get a guy in Kyle Harrison who, spoiler alert, we're talking my 5 breakout pitchers for 2024. Kyle Harrison's going to be one of them in a little while. You'll hear all about that. So all these question marks that they had, take one of those question marks away and put an exclamation mark there, because this is quite the move for the Giants. I really do. I like it a lot. It took a while. It took a long time. We are less than 10 days away from opening day, and the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner was still out there. And the question became why. The Astros, with Jose Urquidy going down, the Astros reached out to Blake Snell and Scott Boras. And Blake Snell told the Astros, I will sign there. I would like to sign there. I'll do a short-term deal there. That's what it would take. Looking for a short-term deal, $66 million is what he said. And it just obviously didn't come together. But the worry there was the Astros and the luxury tax. They needed $20 million or less from Blake Snell to be able to sign, or else they would go into that third luxury tax. And I didn't see Blake Snell taking $20 million or less, and I didn't see Jim Crane going into that third luxury tax. So that's why that didn't happen. The Yankees, why didn't it happen? I don't know. All in is what they were saying. Well, this would have been all in. This is all in if you're the New York Yankees. And to hear that they offered him a contract, and the one we heard about a while ago earlier in the offseason, that was way lower than he was expecting, that gets turned down. And apparently, according to Bob Nightingale, they never really got back in. As of Sunday, when everything was back on the table and negotiations were coming in, the Yankees weren't a player in this. And I just don't know how the hell that's possible. With Garrett Cole out 10 to 12 weeks, we hear, let's call it 12 weeks. Let's call that 3 months. Well, then we're pretty much talking the first half. So now they have rotation question marks big time. How did they not go out harder after Blake Snell? I don't know. But who did is the San Francisco Giants. They deserve a ton of credit last couple of years. It's just been sort of big swing and a miss for the Giants and nothing really coming from that. Aaron Judge, Carlos Correa, for multiple different reasons. The Aaron Judge thing, they went really hard. And then remember the John Heyman tweet that the Giants signed Arson Judge. And then obviously that wasn't true. And then with Carlos Correa, they did sign him, but the physical problems and they didn't end up getting him. And then the offseason just kind of, it felt like they had all their eggs in that basket and it didn't work. And they just didn't end up putting that competitive of a team out there. Well, all that money that they've been trying to spend feels like this year they just dispersed it really, really well. And now they got that big arm in Blake Snell. So they added a ton of other pieces. You add Blake Snell. Next thing you know, the Giants are a really good team, and I am excited to watch them play this year. So that's my thoughts on Blake Snell signing with the San Francisco Giants. It happened late Monday night, and here we are in my room recording late on Monday night so we could get this out. But thank you all for listening to today's show. This one is really, really fun. Baseball is right around the corner, so let's throw this to our regularly scheduled show. Enjoy.
Tomorrow, we get baseball, which, Alex, is where I want to start with you specifically, is ask you a very important question. And we're going to talk all about this series. But first and foremost, are you going to wake up? It's 3 a.m. Pacific time when those games start. Will you be up for those?
Yes, I will.
Woo!
You know why? Because we're doing a recap show on these games. And, you know, it's Dodgers opening day. It's my team. You're going to have to do it. It's okay. You can take like naps. Take a little nap after. Like take your first nap at 6 a.m., which is hilarious.
I'm excited
first
to see how that goes because I think back to the World Baseball Classic last year, and I think there were a couple where you had planned to wake up for and did, and then a couple you had planned to wake up for and didn't.
Slept through the alarm. Yep.
So I'm excited to see if you make it for both.
Yes.
If you make it for one, if you're sending me hot dog gifts at 3 a.m., how that's going to work. We'll see.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. Like, has it really sunk in yet, though, that, like, opening day is tomorrow? Like, that's something I'm still like, whoo, we're here. It's happening.
No,
it's crazy.
It hasn't. It's a little, I love it. And we'll dive into that series a little bit later. But it's a little weird to think, well, oh man, the baseball starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific. So we'll be up at 3. And then those two teams come back and play spring training games. And then opening day happens on the 28th. It's weird.
Have you been following a lot of the Dodgers have been like sightseeing? Like a lot of the guys, a lot of their media members, and they've been posting about them like out being tourists. So I think that's the other part too, is it feels like they're kind of on like a little vacation because normally around this time, it is like you are like right before opening day, obviously. This is where like you start playing more innings. Yeah, hear things like this. So they were touring, I think it was like the Palace. Yeah.
Good.
So they all went down.
Pronounce it, Alex. What's the name of that palace?
Don't make me do that. Do you want to try?
No, it's in the wall right now. We can see the picture. It's hold on. Let me spell it. GYEONGBOKGUNG.
Ginambunkung?
I don't want to butcher it.
No, I'm bad.
I don't want to butcher it.
Okay.
Gyeongbokgung.
Okay.
Gyeongbokgung is my
All
prediction.
Right. Well, speaking of one of the teams that are kicking off their opening day tomorrow, the Padres made a big trade last week.
They did.
Whoo! Picking up Dylan Cease, who I think he got traded the day before they were leaving for Seoul and ended up in Seoul.
Day of. Missed their flight.
But he's there because we saw him pitch in one of the exhibition games. But yeah, this is big. The White Sox received Padres 5, 7, and 8th prospect.
Yeah.
But Ben, now with the addition of Dylan Cease to this Padres rotation, that's already great.
Yeah.
Where do you rank them in the National League?
Yeah, look, they were one of the best, if not the best rotation in baseball last year, which makes you scratch your head even more. Like, wait, this team was all about offense. We couldn't stop raving about their offense. They ended up having one of the best rotations in baseball and missed the playoffs. So you lose Blake Snell.
Yeah.
And then you just add in Dylan Cease, who I really believe in Dylan Cease. And I just don't think he was in a great place for his career to take off. We've seen him dominate before. Their rotation is now back to being one of the best in baseball. You can look at it in the wall. They're going to go Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove to start the season 1 and 2. So we'll say those guys are 1 and 2. Then you go Darvish, Musgrove, Dylan Cease.
That's crazy.
And Michael King, who's a great addition. And then Matt Waldron's probably slotting in 5. So look, this, like you said, Alex, they traded their numbers 5, number 7, and number 8
That's
prospects to the White Sox. But you're getting 2 years of control of Dylan Cease. This isn't a 1-year thing. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2026. So you get 2 years of a guy like Dylan Cease, who stuff-wise is one of the best pitchers in baseball. We're talking a pitcher that just turned 28. He never misses a start. Since he entered the White Sox rotation about 4.5 years ago, not a single pitcher has more starts than Dylan Cease.
Dang.
So he pitches.
Yeah.
He's out there every 5th day.
Mm-hmm.
His stuff is disgusting. Most swings and misses since the start of 2021. Dylan Cease, number 1. Garrett Cole, number 2. Corbin Burns, number 3. So stuff-wise, it's there. And then you just look back on that 2022 season where he finished 2nd in the Cy Young voting behind my brother that year. He had a span of 14 starts that year where he had a 0.66 ERA. Why do I say a 14-game start? Like, what's the point of that? There's only been one pitcher that's ever done that, and his name is Bob Gibson. So everything is there stuff-wise. And I just don't think he was set up for success with the White Sox.
Definitely
I know his ERA was higher. It's just hadn't been a fun place to play for a few years. I think the White Sox should have gotten more. That's my point. You get a 5, 7, and 8 prospect, but you get 2 years of control for a pitcher that has some of the best stuff in all of baseball and is out there every 5th day. No, Sox should have gotten more. Padres did great here. I really, really like this trade for him. But Mike Shildt, like you said, Alex, he pitched the other day in Korea, just a couple innings. And Mike Shildt, the new manager for the Padres, said, "Wow, good addition. Holy crap. I got a lot smarter. He's going to help us a ton."
I mean, it's crazy. You got to be so happy for Dylan Cease, right? He is now with an organization that has such like an immense group of talent, right? There is so much potential and possibility. Obviously, we thought the same thing last season. Didn't turn out the way that I think majority of Major League Baseball thought it would with all the major stars they had on their team. But made a few changes. They are still packed with star power. And who knows, maybe the little bit of movement changes the chemistry within the clubhouse a little. Whatever it is, hopefully they figured it out because, I mean, they have so much talent, including the guy in your shirt, Tatis, to like not be great. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the Padres. I'm happy for their opening day tomorrow. Like, it's going to be epic.
You mentioned, I think it was last week's show when we talked about how Joey Votto had just come on the show, and you're like, look, we know about the Flippin' Bats luck in season and what it does for player stats. Joey Votto comes on the show, gets signed immediately. Dylan Cease was just on the show, goes from an awful team to a pretty good team. Flippin' Bats luck, you know?
Just saying.
Just saying. Imagine being Dylan Cease and thinking, and we were talking about just a couple weeks ago, we had talked about all the trade speculation when he was on the show. And he's like, yeah, it's been quite the offseason, but there's really nothing I can do. And nothing ended up happening. And then like a week before the season, a couple days in terms of the team he ended up going to, it's like, hey, pack your bags, you're going to Korea, and your new team just left a couple hours ago. So you got to get on another flight and get over there. Yeah. Crazy.
When the Dodgers left for Korea, Shohei Ohtani decided to give a nice hard launch of his wife on his Instagram story. I think I went full like TMZ mode because I saw it within like minutes of him putting it up. I text Ben immediately like, okay, due to body language, he didn't say it's his wife, but the way they're leaning in, I think this might be his wife. Is this the first photo we're having? I went down like a hole. I was reaching out to their team reporter, like got the confirmation, sent it to you. And then, here it is. Like, Welcome to the world.
My favorite part of that whole exchange is Alex explained that perfectly. That is what happened. I wasn't even like on my phone or looking at it when she first texted. I get back to my phone to her sending me the picture. Like, oh my God, hard launch. I'm looking into this TMZ mode. I'm going to find out who it is. And my first response, I told you who it was because I had just found out on and I was like, I think her name is whatever. I think it's Mamika something.
Yeah,
she's
former basketball player.
Yeah. And it was just funny because you were like all in TMZ mode. And I was like, oh yeah, Alex, her name is this. And then you're like, oh my God, and confirmed it with you.
I did.
Yeah.
I confirmed with everybody. But it's when my creeping goes to good work.
We got our hype tape up.
Yeah, I have allotted creep times throughout my day. And one of them is like when I'm having my tea in the morning. But yeah. Wait, also, can we rewind his comments of oh, just a normal, what do you say, Japanese woman? No, she's a baddie.
No.
She is a baddie.
So somebody, I have a larger Japanese following, and somebody explained that to me when I posted that photo, and the
translation
I didn't
was
even
a little
say
different.
anything about normal Japanese. I didn't say anything, but somebody commented please just know and let your listeners and watchers know that normal Japanese woman isn't a negative connotation by any means. It's everybody is very you just don't. It's not a popular thing to talk about others in that way. It's just it's not negative by any means. And it's not like he was diminishing her accomplishments by any means or wanted to. So it was just interesting. The cultural differences are always,
it's always very respectful.
Yeah.
Everyone's the same. You treat everybody the same. So that makes sense now that you're kind of explaining that.
I remember.
What a baddie. Badass wife.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Way to go, Shohei Ohtani.
Great corner 3-ball. She's a stud.
And I heard she's awesome. So kind, so cool. So
we love that.
Way to go, Shohei.
No, we don't love
what?
His microphone's all over the place.
I keep watching him. I'm like, is everything okay over there? No, it's okay. We're having a moment, and that's fine. But guess what?
What?
Happy Dodgers Padres opening day, bright and early tomorrow.
Yes.
It's kicking off game 1, Wednesday, 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific. Tyler Glasnow, Yu Darvish getting the season started for these division rivals.
This counts.
It counts.
Game 1, March 20th, 3 a.m. Pacific, 6 a.m. Eastern. I hate that I did that because it should always be switched.
I was
6
like, wow.
a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific.
You're becoming a West Coast
guy. The world
guy
runs
now.
on Eastern time, my friends, and it's 6 a.m.
Not your brain
Eastern.
right there.
Game 1 of the season. Tyler Glasnow, Yu Darvish. Things you love to see. 2 nasty pitchers out there. Glasnow making his Dodgers debut.
Yeah.
Has looked really, really good in spring training. So that's the first game. Game 2 will be Yoshinobu Yamamoto making his debut against Joe Musgrove. That's game 2. I will be up for both of those.
We will.
We'll see.
You don't believe I'm going to do
We'll see if we're both up.
Okay, we're going to need proof, receipts, photos,
Alex is going to
tweets.
text me in the 8th inning, I'm up, and it'll end of the game.
I'm going to show you my alarms.
6
I'm
a.m.
going to get up. Believe in me. Have a little faith, okay?
I believed in you. It's not that I don't believe you'll have an alarm set. It's that you're going to hit
You know
that.
how many alarms I have all the time.
Yeah. So
my life is run by alarms.
Games 1 and game 2 are the 20th and 21st at 6 a.m. Eastern.
So what are we watching for in this series? Because it's very different. Again, this is international baseball. Yes, it's two Major League Baseball teams, but they're playing in Seoul. So we're gonna get a much different vibe in these games.
And
yes,
first thing to watch: vibe and atmosphere.
Love that.
That's mine. The atmosphere we're gonna see is unlike anything. If you've only been to baseball games in the United States or only watched baseball games in the United States, what you are going to see if you wake up early to watch those games is something unlike anything that you have ever been to or seen.
Mm-hmm.
If you watched the World Baseball Classic, you got a glimpse of baseball in Korea. There will be cheerleaders on the dugouts, and the Dodgers have a cheer squad.
It was so loud.
So loud. There were drums, there were flags, there were dance routines, there were people I don't even know how to explain it. It was a party. And that's what we're going to get to see.
I love that.
Over there. You have Ha-Sung Kim going back home. He's from there. He played in Korea for a while.
Cool to see.
Got a standing ovation his first at bat back over there. That's going to be part of this. But really, Alex, for me, it's just if I'm going to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch baseball, I better get a cool atmosphere.
Are you not entertained?
And it's going to be worth it.
You're going to be entertained. It's going to be great.
I remember the World Baseball Classic. It's like I was most excited to watch like Team Japan, and they were playing in Japan. But I started appreciating, like, I'm going to get up to watch those games in Korea because of the atmosphere.
It was so cool.
And that's going to be a huge, huge part of this whole series for me. And shout out to Major League Baseball for making this happen. Baseball is growing across the globe. And watch this game to understand
like
that.
It's so important. And it's so cool to see that Major League Baseball is finally taking, these big steps to grow the game internationally, right? Obviously, World Baseball Classic, I think, really helped everybody last year around this time. But we have the London series, we had the Dominican, we had the Mexico last year. Now we're in Korea. And it's beautiful to see how many people are just obsessed with baseball. And there's a different passion, as we just talked about in the last, what we're looking for, the atmosphere, everything is a different vibe, which I think we'll get a little more of that in Miami, because now they're allowing all that. We talked about that last week. Hopefully. So yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is great.
Next up for me, Alex, is Jackson Merrill making his debut. We heard the other day when right as they were taking off for Korea, reporters were asking their manager, Padres manager, Mike Schilt, what's the deal with Jackson Merrill? And he said, all I can tell you right now is that he will be on the plane to Korea, meaning he made the team.
Yes.
And now we're finding out that he is going to be the opening day center fielder for the San Diego Padres, the number 12 prospect in all of baseball, first rounder out of high school. And with him starting in center field, once he officially does that, once he makes the start, he will be the third center fielder under 21 years of age in the last 50 years to start the season on opening day in center field. Those other two, you might ask?
Yep.
King Griffey Jr.
Our buddy.
And Andrew Jones, my favorite player growing up.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, you heard of them? I mean, that's pretty good.
Two greats.
Pretty good territory there. And by the way, this guy's not only for the historical reasons and that this guy's the number 12 prospect in baseball and he's a stud, but he's also a shortstop.
That's the craziest part here. But if you look at the Padres lineup, a good chunk of their players are natural shortstops that are just playing wherever they need to fill a spot. That just speaks to the talent that this roster has.
Yeah. I mean, and not just a shortstop that transitioned a while ago in the minors. Like, he's a shortstop.
Yes.
And they have a platinum glover at shortstop, and he's a stud. So it's like, well, we want him on the team. And man, our outfield kind of sucks besides the guy that's on my shirt right now, Fernando Tatis. Like, let's throw him out in center field. Look, shortstops are the biggest athletes on the baseball field, right? Best athletes are typically a shortstop. And that we saw it with Tatis, moved from short out to right field, won a platinum glove. We see it with Xander Bogaerts, was a shortstop moving over to second. I think that'll help him a lot. Jackson Merrill moving from shortstop to center field. And I think he's going to be really good out there. So keep an eye on him. He's a stud, had a really good spring, and I think helps this team a lot.
All right. Last thing we're watching out for. I can only imagine, because we haven't talked about him yet in this list, it's got to be Dodgers Yamamoto.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sure is. Yamamoto's debut, which will come on Thursday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern. The debut of the $300 million man that hasn't thrown a pitch yet in Major League Baseball, but he's going to be worth it. And he's nasty. Look, this guy's vital to, if you really want to talk about, like, well, what are we watching out for? Yes, Yamamoto, and there's been a lot of hype and the biggest free agent contract and coming over from Japan and all of that stuff. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto is vital to the Dodgers' success this season specifically, because they still have some rotation question marks, right? Shohei's not going to pitch this year. That's not a question mark. It's just a lack of depth. Walker Buehler, where's he going to be at? Where's he going to be at health-wise coming back from an injury? Clayton Kershaw, what are we going to get from Kershaw? There's just not a ton of depth this year with some question marks in there. And if you can, and I know they added Glass now, who's going to be a stud, and we know that. Yamamoto, I believe, is going to be a stud, but this year specifically, in his transition year, it's vital because they really, they need him.
Yeah, they do.
So watch out for him. Great fastball, nasty splitter. I'm excited to wake up and to watch that man make his MLB debut in Korea. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. So the Atmosphere one, Jackson Merrill debut, Yamamoto debut, those are the things to me. Like I can't wait for this Seoul series just because it's a blossoming rivalry between these two teams. It's the debut of Shohei with the Dodgers. It's the debut of Yamamoto. It's the debut of Jackson Merrill. So there's just so much going on in this series. Pair that with them playing in Korea in that atmosphere. I am really excited.
Yeah, we'll be up bright and early watching those games, but if for some reason you miss it, we will also be doing a recap show that will be posted on Friday. So we'll fill you in on everything that happened in that Seoul series. But we were just talking about Yamamoto. So now we're going to talk about the 5 breakout pitchers for 2024. And we got to start with Yamamoto.
Yeah, so absolutely makes sense. But again, these are in no order. So Yamamoto is on this list. 5 breakout pitchers for this season. This one's simple for all the reasons I just said. This guy throws hard. He's got a Clayton Kershaw curveball from the right side. He's got a nasty splitter. His 2023 stats in NPB went 17-6 with a 1.16 ERA, 176 strikeouts in 171 innings. It's all you can ask for. I mean, he's winning Cy Young awards over there. He's winning MVP awards. It's not called the Cy Young over there. The equivalent of the Cy Young, I believe it's called the Sawamura Award. And that's off the top of my head. So I think I got that right. But let me know if I did. Winning the MVP awards over there. So this guy is a stud.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything less when he comes over to Major League Baseball. But do expect it. There will be bumps. Like it is a difficult transition to come over. It's a different baseball. It's a different game. Just hitters swing differently. It is different. So expect some bumps and bruises along the way, but ultimately, a really, really good year for Yamamoto.
But we had that with Shohei Ohtani too. It was like he came out of his first spring training and everyone's like, "Ooh, yikes, you really think this guy's gonna be it?" Like, okay, now 2-time unanimous MVP. Like, he's doing great.
That's why I think Senga deserves more credit for the year he had last year. He was great coming over in his debut season. But I digress. We move on.
Okay, who do you have? Who's a second arm you're looking at?
Second up for me is Tarek Skubal with the Detroit Tigers. Left-handed, throws 100. He's been lights out in spring training. His advanced metrics are off the charts. Last year, in Major League Baseball, by the way, he went 7-3 with a 2.8 ERA and 102 strikeouts in 80 1/3 inning. He just didn't pitch much last year due to, our injuries and shutting him down and stuff like that. But I think this is the year. I think we could be talking Cy Young Award for Tarek Skubal this year.
That's a hot take.
That's how nasty he is. So keep an eye out for him. Good for my Detroit Tigers. We need more arms like this. We need some bats. We need Javi Baez to hit over 100 on the year, and then we're going to be cooking, baby.
Uh-huh.
A lot needs to happen, though.
Keep dreaming big. Let's move on to your next arm. Orioles, Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah, this one's a no-brainer for me. A lot of these are, but Grayson Rodriguez had all the hype in the world coming up. He comes up. You see all the stuff. It's disgusting. Has some bumps and bruises, obviously, in the first half. But last year in total went 7-4 with a 4.35 ERA. Punched out 129 guys in 122 innings pitched. But his second half stats are where this is what we're talking about here. Second half stats went 5-2 with a 2.58 ERA, 73 strikeouts in just 13 games. Grayson Rodriguez is nasty. He throws 100. He's got wipeout stuff. I really like him. I again think I'm not just going to go down this list and say this guy's going to win a Cy Young Award because I just said Tarek Skubal might. Grayson Rodriguez is in the same league and also might. But all I want to say is these guys are going to break out not just in a he's going to have a full good season. No, I think
career-wise, the beginning of a blossoming, beautiful, long career.
I'm saying like break out in terms of like these guys could be top 5 in the Cy Young Award by the end of this
household
season.
Names. You're talking about household names.
Yes.
Okay.
So Grayson Rodriguez is also one of my 5.
All right, let's move to San Francisco. Kyle Harrison. Now, we haven't seen a ton of him yet, but there's a lot of potential.
Nasty stuff. Really big arm in that rotation. Not a huge household name Last year in Major League Baseball was just 1-1 and not a lot of starts. 34 2/3 innings pitched. Struck out 35 guys in 7 games with a 4.15 ERA. Look, this is just if you're just looking at a pitcher and looking at numbers and don't really know where to start on like where's the potential, how good could this guy be? ERA is a classic standby, right? Like look at an ERA, sure, that'll forever be a good judgment of where a pitcher's at. But in terms of like stuff, if you ever look and see that a pitcher has more strikeouts than innings pitched, that's a pretty good barometer of like that guy's nasty. And then if you start looking at walks and that's far less, I mean, Kyle Harrison has the ability from the left side, left-handed pitcher, good stuff, can throw hard. Keep an eye out on him for the Giants. And they also need him to be good. Also, by the way, another team that has been involved in Blake Snell talks.
Giants?
Yes.
You getting some insider info, or is this public knowledge?
This is insider info from Twitter.
Oh.
Yes.
So public knowledge.
The Giants are
your deep creeping's going for
the Giants
for good.
are still in on Blake Snell. So Kyle Harrison, breakout pitcher for this year.
All right, who's wrapping things up for you?
Lastly, we have Cole Reagans from the Kansas City Royals, friend of the pod.
Yep.
Opening day starter, throws 100, left side. Things you love to see. Really, really, really good last year. Also things you love to see. 3.47 ERA with a whip of just over 1. 113 strikeouts in only 96 innings pitched. That is his 2023 stats as a whole. Let me read off to you all his second half stats last year. He went 5-2, which who cares about win-loss record? But 5-2 with the Royals.
Yeah, that's
last year.
not bad.
That is actually saying something now that I think about it.
Yes, it is.
2.64 ERA with 89 punch-outs in 12 games pitched. Cole Reagans is going to be a household name after this season, even though he's pitching for the Royals. That will be better, but they're not going to.
They went out. They did a lot of work this offseason. They were paying.
Yeah, but they're not going to be like, when the casual baseball fan turns in October and it's like, who's in the playoffs? It might not be Cole Reagans.
Yeah.
But you're going to learn his name even though he's pitching for the Royals this year because of how nasty he might be. So you heard it here first. In the American League, Cole Reagans, Grayson Rodriguez, and Tarek Skubal are all winning the Cy Young Award this year. Would you look at that? It's crazy.
Well,
Those are my 5.
It's
5 breakout pitchers for the 2024 season. Cole Reagans, Kyle Harrison, Grayson Rodriguez, Tarek Skubal, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Keep an eye out.
They're already winners in your heart.
Winners in my heart.
Yeah.
And winners on the field. Soon.
And that sound means it's time for Name That Swing.
Yes,
if you are new to this, which by now, hopefully you're not, Ben's going to have 30 seconds to guess a player's swing. It's going to be a silhouette on the screen. So if you're just listening, highly recommend watching this segment. We will be putting it out on all social media platforms. Are you ready for it?
I think so.
Are you feeling confident?
I think so. I've done well here. I'm
excited for this one.
We'll see. I don't actually like when I'm excited. Let's do it.
You were 1 for 3 last week. I think you're going to do better. So let's get 30 seconds on the clock and get our first batter up.
All right. Player 1. Here's what I see. Left-handed batter. A little tote. That's Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, if he didn't get this one, we were already talking about it on the drive in. I was like, we have to blast it. Like, we have to blast him so hard if he doesn't get this.
Yeah. All right. 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Little layup.
You were like almost upset. Like offended. What do you do? That's Shohei Ohtani.
Who do you think I am?
Yeah. Well, now we know.
Who do you think you are? I am. Yeah. Classic. Pete Weber, bowling. Player 2. Let's go.
30 seconds on the clock. Second batter up. Let's go.
All right. Player 2, also left-handed. Really crouched. Follow through looks like Jordan, but this batter looks more crouched than. Wait. Is that Jordan? Okay. Left-handed.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
I'm going to go. The follow through screams Jordan Alvarez to me, so I'm going to go Jordan.
And you're wrong. It's Luis Ariz.
Luis Ariz?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Well, 1 for 2.
I mean, both great hitters. So
Love Luis Arraez, friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
That's okay.
I know he's a listener as well.
He is.
He's going to be
I
disappointed.
thought you were going to get it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this next one.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm disappointed already.
It's okay. It's all right. 30
Number
seconds
3.
back on the clock. Third batter up.
Okay. Batter
Let's
number
go.
3. Here's what I see. Right-handed, hands up high. This is Rhys Hoskins.
Yep. Dude, the ones you get in like 5 seconds. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah. Very
Distinct.
follow through.
It's tight.
Distinct hands
It's
up
tight.
here. He's up in here.
Yeah. It's tight.
Leg kick. That's the follow. He hit a homer there for sure.
Yeah.
That's
you
his
could
homer
tell
follow
just
through.
the looking. He was admiring it for a moment. Good job. Not bad.
Thank you.
Better than 1 for 3 last week. You had 2 of 3.
Got 2 of 3.
Got 2 of 3.
Missed Arraez, who's a friend of the pod, traded for Pablo Lopez, who was on the show Monday. So this comes out Tuesday. Pablo Lopez was yesterday.
Check it out.
Go listen to that. Really, really career year for the Twins last year. Michael Harris II comes on Thursday. Braves stud, Money Mike comes on, talks all about the Braves, his rise to the big leagues and struggling a bit in his sophomore year, but ended up putting it all together and having a great year. So he's Thursday. Things are happening.
Well,
Alex,
season starts tomorrow. Our first opening day is tomorrow. Dodgers Padres. Get up bright and early.
And then you said recap show about that on Friday.
Yep.
Guys, just keep refreshing the Flippin' Bats and the wherever you listen or watch, because new things are coming out.
We'll be talking
Money
about
Mike
it.
comes out Thursday. Our recap on Friday. Make sure you're subscribed, following wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify. You can also watch on Spotify. You can watch on YouTube as well. And follow us on TikTok. We're getting close to 100,000 followers there. That is our goal. We want 100,000 there. We're close. Help us get there. Follow us on TikTok. A lot comes out there. But thank you all for listening. Wake up at 3 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever it is to watch the Seoul Series.
Tweet us.
We'll be live tweeting. We'll be following along. But the season is here, my friends, and I am very, very excited. So thank you all for listening. And remember, find your bat and flip it.